Yo, what's up guys? We're here for reviews and we start off with Gleen for the win. Um, First of all, I want to say sorry to Gleen. Apparently he asked me a month ago and I didn't respond. I think I overlooked it. Sorry. It could happen. I get a lot of notifications and comments on my videos. It might be that I clicked on you, forgot to respond, and then didn't see it anymore as notification, like a new message. So sorry. His question was, could you take a look at my monsters and which one I should 6-star? Whoa! Holy fuck! You have a light Dragonite? Really? Epic. He looks crazy awesome. In continuous damage if you crit, channels burning rage inflicts great damage. Your damage increased according to the number of allies died. Same. I think this is about the same as the fire one. Gains immunity against inability effects and increase your attack power by 20% each time your ally becomes incapacitated. Whoa, that's pretty interesting. What's this? Increased defense. Wow, you are creating a light team, aren't you? I mean that's just a perfect leader for a light team. He's insane. You need better runes for him, definitely. But if I were you, I would actually do it a little bit different. Uh, as you see, is an HP unit, and this skill will make him good with some more health. So what I would do is actually whatever set you are going to use, that is not really the problem. Like the set, I would preferably use Violent, but that's maybe a bit hard to do. But I would do like this: 2 runes gonna be attack percent, and 1 rune is gonna be HP percent. Because first of all, he will get a lot of HP because he has a high health pool. And second of all, he will do more damage by the time in the fight. Like later in the fight, he will do more damage, and that will be great. Like try to get him to a decent amount of HP, and then the rest attack. So I think 1 HP rune is definitely gonna be making him overall better. So I would do that. When it comes to what should I 6-star next, you have your Belladon. I think you choose him when you asked me a month ago. I think you're doing great. Try to get a speed rune on this slot, HP rune on this, and HP on this. So your runes are okay, but really you need to try to find some better runes overall, because this is, you're almost level 40, so you should have some decent runes at some spots. But this should be a speed rune. When I see this unit, I instantly think like a light team will be very good for a lot of reasons. Since you have Belladon at 6-star, I think Darien is the best bet to 6-star next. You have him full energy, some decent runes as well. I'm not sure. Yeah, 100% go with Darien because your Amon is not having a 100% crit yet. So he's not even worth 6-starring right now. When you have the 100% crit, then he starts to be really nice. So I would just go say straight off to Darien. So I would quickly yeah, so 6-star Darien next when you can. You have a great unit setup, that's for sure. You got an immense good light team. Really, if you would have this unit, then these 4 in total, and then just add friend to it, you have a really strong team for a lot of things. Like she has a buff with attack power and heals, another heal. You have defense increase, another heal. Dispel and defense break, and him with high damage and continuous damage. You got like everything then. Amazing you looking unit as well. So yeah, Darien is gonna be your next 6-star. That's for sure. And then after that probably Amon, and after that I would consider making her a 5-star. But 6-starring her, that's something that's maybe something you should wait. So I hope I helped you with that. I think you making a light team would be the best. Really cool units, and Yeah, keep it up, man. I'm looking forward to the team if it's finished. Okay, this is your review. A little short, but you wanted to know what the 6-star, and that was a pretty easy choice. For me at least, so hope it was useful for you. Be right back with the next review. Okay, we're back with Lord Valdis. He's a YouTuber, so you probably know him. He asked me a few weeks ago about arena team, what would work, and I suggested a team for him. He actually took up my advice and started working on it. And he also made a video, like he made videos showcasing the team and performing with the team. And as a result, he actually got to Conqueror 1. He showed me a picture of it and all, and I thought that was really cool. And yeah, basically he has a pretty good team now for arena, but now his problem is that like he cannot really decide on what team he should use for B10, how he should go about that. And we went online, we talked about it, but I decided to make him in the reviews video as well, because he asked me to get a review, and this way I can just tell him. I'm not 100% sure what setup you want to use, but these 3 units together are all very useful. I think your Baladion needs some upgrades by the looks of it, but if he's upgraded, he should be pretty good. To be honest, if I were you, I would not go. I think we discussed on the online that you were thinking of making some sort of win team. The problem with that I have is that you have 3 max level light units that are very strong already, so it might not be that smart to do it like that. You even have Vertihill that could be a speed leader in there, but I think Vertihill is a bit low on health, and since he's there for arena, I'm not sure if it's smart to use him there. But we also have Lucian. He could provide you with a fast clearing. Like you could probably take him down pretty fast, the boss, because of Lucian, and the stages, definitely more the stages than the boss actually. So let me think for a quick second. I think Lucian, Belladon, Darian, Shannon and Bernard is already a team that can do it. I think Shannon and Bernard. Oh wait, I'm gonna say the following. You have to try out the following setup. Amon lead, Belladon, Darian, Shannon and Bernard. Try out that team, because I think you could probably already achieve a little bit higher. I think you need to switch out one thing with Shannon then. You need to switch out this room for HP. So she's around 10k plus health, if possible more. And then I think you're already pretty capable of doing B8 or something. Not sure which element that is. I think wind, or is that B7? But I think this should already be enough to deal. Like, you would say you have no damage, right? But the thing is, you have so much heal, so much strength in the setup, self-sustain, that this probably can kill him already, the boss. Now you could also later on, I would make a different setup. I would probably go something like Lucian, Veladon, Darian, Chloe, and let me think, Chloe, and some buffer. I would go with Shannon because he's a water unit. That's for B10. That's what I would do later on. But I think if you would do Amon, Belladon, Darian, Shannon and Bernard right now, you should be already doing pretty well. You might have to upgrade this rune a little bit, might have to upgrade that rune, switch this rune to HP, but after that I think you already are ready to do. Obviously you need to make sure that these guys are fully runed, but that is a setup that I'm pretty sure will work. You have to check if it might be necessary to give him a lot more health. Right now I would just upgrade this rune a little bit, and I would upgrade yeah, you should just upgrade this rune. So obviously you need to work on your runes right now, but I think try that team out and see how far you can go in Giants, because I think this team should be able to grind up some more dungeons. You do need to work on the runes. God damn it, the music outside. I don't know if you guys can hear that, but I can, and it's retarded music. You could also later on try out the setup that I said: Lucian, Relon, Darian, Chloe, and Shannon. I think that setup will work as well, but that's for later, not now. I think if you go with these 5 units, you should be fine. Just fix the runes a little bit, and then you should be okay. There's some crazy good units. So forget about that win team that we discussed right now, and try out that team that I just said. And if just obviously rune them up, switch a few runes out so they're ready for that. Then I think you should be fine. I understand that your Bernard is for your arena team, but if you would upgrade this rune now, and you would upgrade this rune, you're using Megan right now anyways, so I would just upgrade these runes to get him a bit more health. I would switch this rune out for HP %, and then rune up him with 2 energy runes or something, or whatever, to give him more focus. It doesn't really matter what you give on him, but as long as they're good HP runes. And maybe you have to upgrade this rune a little bit to +12 maybe if he lacks on HP. I think he does, so you should check that out. Amon is already fine, so yeah. You have really crazy good runes, by the way, on Amon. Wow, this is insane. I've been looking for these runes for ages. I just can't find them. If you get these 2 upgrades to +15, this guy is gonna heal over 4k. That's insane. Yeah, just work on those runes and you're definitely gonna be able to do P10 later on. It's just a matter of runes with this setup. That's it. And you have some good runes on some of the units already, so it's not that hard. Yeah, that was your review, man. I hope I helped you. I think you should be able to do B8 already if you just rune these guys up like I said. And if not, you can maybe already start doing B10 soon. Maybe it's not 100% success rate if you auto it fully, but if you manually it, I think you can definitely beat B10 if the runes are upgraded and they're correct. Okay, yeah, I'll be right back with the next review. Okay, we're back with DaddyTax. His question was if I could give my opinion on his defense, or what defense he should use basically. So let's have a look at his monsters real quick. We see some great monsters. We see a Chloe, Shimeti, Ryan, Jasoon. Everyone is getting a Jasoon. I just watched the Childish Summoning, Epic Fail Summoning, and Dobby's got a Jasoon, Childish got a Jasoon. Crazy people. Where's my Jasoon? God damn it. I think just checking out if you have any hidden gems. No, not really. But that's okay, because you got great units. Let me just... Oh, you got them on Revenge as well. Not the best Revenge ones, but still, you got them on Revenge. Cool, man. Okay, the defense that I'm gonna give you is gonna be a defense that's not gonna give you wins right now, because the runes are just not there. For example, Darien is like his runes are just not. You have no 6-star runes in him, you know. I mean the setup is great, but his rune setup, the quality of the runes are not that great. So this setup will work late game very well, but for that right now you probably don't see too much wins on that. But I think it would scare off people if you start working on the units, especially if they're 6-star. Besides that, the units are crazy good, so definitely something you want to use. Okay, the following setup that I would use is you have a few options here. I would definitely include Jasun. She's just too great, too good to leave behind. Get some nice runes on her as well, so that's great. I would also use Bryant because that's a revive unit and that's very good in arena. And you got him Despair, that I like it. I like Despair on that unit. So these two we want to use. Now we could do two things. We could do a speed leader together with Chloe, for example. We could do like either Shimete, but I would prefer using Tyrone. You have the I think that's better as well. I would prefer using just Tyrone and then Chloe. So this could be a good defense. Reason being is that you got the revive, you got the healer, you got the Chloe for the defense, and Tyrone for the control, together with the control of Bryant. This will be a very good defense. But you could also decide not to go with Tyrone, especially right now. I don't think Tyrone is really gonna do that much for the defense. So you could also go with Chloe lead, Bryant, Jasun, and Darien. This is also a very good defense. I think this actually is stronger than using Tyrone right now, because Darien is gonna make the rest of the team like harder to kill, right? Plus Darien himself is normally pretty tanky and stuff, and right now yours is tanky but not as tanky. Like right now your unit's all 5-star, and this is something to work on, but I would definitely go with Chloe, Ryan, Jasun, and Darien. You could decide to switch that up and use Tyrone as a leader. You could also leave Chloe out and then use Tyrone, Darien, Jasun, and Bryant. That's also a good option. So that's what I would do for late game defense. For right now, you might want to consider putting your JoJo in, just because he is your strongest unit right now. So that might be a little bit smarter. If you're gonna use JoJo, I would suggest using Aquilia as well. So JoJo, Aquilia, Chloe, and then leader Tyrone, something like that. But late game, I would definitely go for Chloe, Bryant, Jasun, Darien. Okay, that is actually what I should do. It's up to you what you want to do, as in which unit you're gonna start focusing on right now. Like if you start focusing on, for example, your Darien and Jasun and Bryant, then just go with the late game defense you're gonna use. But if you want to work on your attack team, which is probably different, you might want to go with JoJo, Aquilia, Tyrone, and Chloe. So you have to check that out for yourself. But late game, it's definitely going to be Chloe, Darien, Bryant, and Jasun, and I think that's the best setup you could make. You could possibly discuss using Tyrone over Darien, but for the rest, that's what I would do. I hope I helped you, man. I'll be back with the next review. Okay, we're back with dnxx. His question was, I know what monsters I should keep and who to 6-star next, but I would like if you could check out my runes as well. That would be nice. So I will read it again for myself. I know what monsters I should keep and who I should 6-star next. I want to know. Sorry. I want to know what monsters I should keep and who should I 6-star. Okay, so he just wants to know what monster he should keep and who to 6-star, and obviously check out the runes. Okay, so I'll just go first over your monster, which you should keep and which you should not keep or not focus on. When I say not keep or not focus on, that means like you don't, it's not like you have to fodder them away. It's just something that's not worth on focusing on right now or ever. Okay, let me just check out all your monsters real quick. Okay. I'm just gonna go over the monsters you should keep. Then I'll go over the monsters which you should focus on. And then I'll tell you what the 6-star. Okay? And then after that I'll put the monsters that you should focus on. I'll talk about the runes. So Julian, definitely keep. Rena, don't focus on her. Chloe, definitely keep. Jojo, keep. Ramagos, keep. Eamon, keep. Julie, keep. Water Vampire, not something you shouldn't focus on right now. Fire Vamp, keep. Fire Succubus, don't focus on it. Seek, keep. Neil, keep. Don't focus on it. Don't focus on it. Don't focus on it. Definitely keep. Definitely keep. Keep. And I think these two you should keep as well, Garuda and Shannon. So we discussed what good monsters are good now, and now let's see what we want to focus on. We want to create a team. Basically, you want to have a team for PvE first. For PvP, that will come in time together with the PvE team anyway. So you already have Julian as one of your 6-stars. So that's a good AoE damage unit. I think you ruined him with Spare Blade, yeah. I just said that because I saw it. This rune is still trying to replace you. You're trying to replace it. That's what I can tell from this rune. But these runes are pretty good. So we got Julian there. You ruined him for Despair, which means you want to use him as damage / control unit, so that's fine. I think that's a decent idea of yours. I would definitely focus on Chloe. This is just going to be your main unit. You're trying to get his speed up. This is a pretty nice rune. This rune could be better, a lot better. This rune is okay. You prefer to have the speed substat, obviously. This rune also needs, yeah, basically every rune on Chloe needs speed substat, so try to find those. Just leave this as +9, don't upgrade it anymore, and try to grind for those nice runes. I mean, this rune is not bad, don't get me wrong, it's a good rune, but not the best for Chloe. And the other 3 runes should have substat speed, and this needs to be HP %, obviously. But this is something you want to focus on, Chloe. Let me just quickly think what we should make. We have a damage dealer, we have a sport. I think you should not focus on Jojo right now. He's very good. You can definitely ruin him up, but just leave him at 5 stars. I would ruin him up a little bit different. I would ruin him up for Fatal Focus and then go for attack %, and accuracy %. That's what I would do. Then Fatal Focus and just leave him at 5 stars. Ramagos is not a unit we're gonna focus on. I would leave him as how he is. Obviously your runes right now are not any kind of decent. This should be HP % and this should be HP %. And the setups is okay, like the Vampire Energy is a pretty decent setup. I got the same, so I'm not sure if I got the Vampire set, not Energy per se. Aemon is a pretty nice unit. I see you try to achieve 100% crit. and you don't have it yet, that's something you should, I think you should focus on that. But if I would be honest with you, it might be easier for you to get your Belladon to 5 stars and rune him up with Swift Focus and then have him as your main healer. I think that's even better. If you want to make this Belladon a 5 star, make sure that the 2 slot is going to be speed, 4 slot is going to be HP percent, and I would personally make the 6 slot an HP rune as well, and try to get accuracy substats. So right now we have Julian, Chloe, and Belladon as units you should focus on. Julian you don't really need to focus on, but besides the runes, like you could maybe, I'm not sure, like this rune you could obviously try to get a better rune there. Chloe you have some work to do on the runes, and Belladon you need to rune up and 5 star. So we got 3 units now. We have, I think he has a leader skill for Arena. Not the best leader skill, but not the worst either. Yeah, it's Arena. I think what will be very helpful. Oh, sorry for that pop-up there. I think the Vampire would be pretty beneficial, but you need 100% crit on him. This is going to be pretty hard for you to achieve. It's definitely something you should do, because this is a good leader for you. I would definitely suggest him as your leader in PvE, in dungeons. So I would try to awaken him and get 100% crit. This is a good rune, that's nice. Very decent rune here. The speed, I agree on that as well. Just try to get him into 100% crit with whatever runes you have. Getting fatal on him could be useful, but it's also possible to just go with blade. You just need 100% crit, that's the most important part of him, and high speed. You want it to be high speed, so perfect, like the best rune setup would be Swift, Blade probably, because then you have the highest speed, and then the speed rune on 2, crit rune on 3, and either HP or attack on 6, depending on the substats of your runes a little. So now we got the Vampires lead for dungeons, Chloe, Julian and Belladon. What else should we want? I personally would say that we want Bernard. Why Bernard? Well, he speeds up your team. Together with your Vampire, this will make your team attack quite a lot. So that's pretty good. And but you could also go with Seek. This is a bit of a discussion I have with myself right now, because having Seek would be very good for Julian, and Seek is also his damage dealer. This might not even be a bad idea either. Let me see, the Vampire, Julian, Chloe, Vampire, Chloe, Belladon. Well, this unit could be good as well. Megan. That's what I actually would do, yeah, why not? Because then you have the attack buff as well. Not the crit though, but... Okay, I would do Chloe, Julian, Vampire, Belladon, and Chloe. I think that's gonna be pretty much your main team. Units that I also should focus on are Darian and Bernard, because they're just good units. You could definitely replace Megan for Seek whenever you want, but they kind of fill a different role. Where Megan provides you with more defense overall with the skill, but also with a dispel and a dot, Seek provides you with more damage. So that's something you have to take into account. They're all both good. They're both units you could use. Seek could help when you use the Vampire and Julian, because they gain a lot from crit. So what I would do right now is actually use Seek over Megan. But Megan is still a unit that you want to utilize later on. So I definitely don't write her off. Same goes for Darian, you want to use him later on. So what I would suggest, once again, I'm going to go over it one more time. Vampire, Chloe, Julian, actually Seek, and Belladian. The reason why I just switched to Seek is because I thought like this unit needs 100% crit. Julian gains a lot of benefit from having more crit. That will help you get the units. If you have 100% crit on your Vampire, then Megan might be better. So those units I should focus on. And then after you focus on those, focus on Bernard and Megan and Darian, because those are really good as well. What should you 6-star next? I would strongly suggest Belladion. He's gonna help you so a lot when I think he's just great overall. You could go with Belladion, I think, as your next 6-star. I think that's pretty a decent monster to go for right now. So that's what I would do, yeah. Yeah, about the runes I actually told you what you need, so I think this is the end of the video. So you have some things to focus on. Try to make sure that you get the correct runes. I will go over that one more time because I'm not sure if I said everything. You made him full attack, so that's fine. Just keep in mind that when he crits, he does stun. So having a decent amount of crit is useful for him. You could even put a crit rune in there. You are going to use Seek, so he's going to get 30% from Seek as well. That makes him 60%. Together with this would be already at 90, so that's not bad. So I would actually, you could either put an attack rune or a crit damage rune. I think I would go with crit damage, because you use Seek as well, right? For Chloe, we want to get the substats on speed. Like all these runes need speed substats, and obviously the 4 and 6 slot needs to be HP %, but then with substat speed. This will be hard to find, so I suggest to do that later, but definitely make it one of your priorities. But I mean, do it later, like first rune up your Vampire and get a high amount of crit. Since you're gonna use Seek, you could basically like get him to 70% for the time being, because Seek buff will give you critical rate, and that's 30% if that's, yeah, I'm correct. I'm pretty sure that's correct. So do that, make him get at least 70%, so then he's usable, and try to make him high speed. So Swift Blade would be the best, but if you can do it with Fatal Blade or something, that's fine as well. Or if you need all blades runes, that's not the best, but it's still useful to make sure that he gets the crit. Then still 2 will still be speed, this will still be crit, and this will be HP or attack, depending on what you prefer. Seek will be ruined however you like, to be honest. I like him to be at least the fastest units of all my units, except for Chloe maybe then. So what I would suggest is actually go put Swift on him. Swift Energy or something, or Swift Blade, to make him less squishy. And then attack. I think I would do all attack on him, and then Swift Blade or Swift Energy. And then for Belladion, I would make him Swift Focus, 2 Speed, 4 HP, 6 HP. And the other 3 units are, well, you could watch whatever video about them, but how you could rune these. But those are not your main focus, so I'm not gonna tell you what you should do on those reds. So that's what I would do. Hope this was helpful for you, and I'll be back with the next review. Okay, I'm back with zepfan83. He said, I would love some help with what I should put as my defense. It's the only point in the game where I'm struggling with right now. So he just wants a defense team. So let's check his units. NFL. This is a really nice unit. I like this unit a lot. You got him greatly ruined as well. What would be good defense for you? Okay, I could do two things for you. I can tell you what defense I would put in right now, and I could tell you what you could maybe start working on for later on. Because right now you probably have, I think I'm gonna say exactly the same as what you have in the defense right now, but that's we'll see about that. Okay, right now I would make the defense being Tyrone, Megan, Lucian, and Tyrone, Megan, Lucian, and Verdale. That's what defense I would put in right now. This will be a very speed orientated defense. It will lose quite a lot against people that outspeed you, but if you're not outspeeded, you probably win. And you will keep attack because all your units are very high on speed, which is great. Only your Lucian is a bit slow, but your Megan and your Verdale should make sure that Lucian attacks. So that's what I would put in right now. Later on I would definitely change the defense. You could also change it right now, maybe. Let me just quickly think about this. Maybe what you could do as a defense, make Megan, Eamon, Acasis and Annabelle a defense team. This is just about surviving. Oh wait, Megan is no use then, sorry. I would say then Acasis, Eamon, Annabelle and Verdale. Well, Verdale is not really gonna. I would make basically if you want to put a defensive team on, having Annabelle in there would be great. But to be honest, I will just say what I would do later on, like really later on. I would put in the Windendine, Annabelle, Belladon and Darien, something like that. Something with these units. I'm not sure which one you should make lead then. What is your leadership? Defense with wind attribute? Not really. Yeah, then make Annabelle leader, so you have higher crit on her. That's what I would do. So Annabelle leader, Undine, Belladon, Darien, or you could go with Acasis lead, Annabelle, Delphoy, and Belladon or Darien. I think Darien would be better then, because Darien does more damage and you already have two healers then. Kind of three, because Acasis is also leader. So yeah, that's what I would do. Acasis, Annabelle, Delphoy, and Darien. That would be a great defense for later on, because basically what will happen is that Acasis would protect you from high incoming damage and crit units. He also provides you with 50 resistance, so if you make sure that he has around 50 and Delphoy has around 50% resistance, they both will have 100% resistance, which will make them very hard to control. And then Delphoy could make sure that the rest of the units are safe, like with immunity. Darien will be the one that defense breaks one unit and also provides with defense, and Annabelle will be the damage dealer and will definitely take out one of the units pretty fast when there's defense break on. That's what I would do as your defense later on. I hope I helped you with this. I'll be right back with the next review. Okay, I'm back with AZzalor. His question was, sadly I can't get any higher in arena at the moment because my arena defense sucks. And when I start getting near to 1700 points I get attacked a lot and fall back to 1500 overnight. Any idea who I can ask to give me tips on arena defense? He asked me for if I could tell him who could help him because he knew that I was not accepting any reviews. But I told him I could help him out because I knew I had some time today to do reviews, so that's why. So let's check it out what we could do. To be honest with you, it's kind of common what you say is kind of common that this is gonna happen, because what you are doing is building an arena offense team, and the offense team you put that in your defense, right? So it's kind of a one-shot team most of the time, especially seeing your Lucian here and your Katrina. So you just put in that and they die relatively easy against team that can outspeed you or can outlive you, mostly outspeeding, because one of your units doesn't buff up. Like for example, your Bernard doesn't use his tailwind when he's on defense, and then your defense kind of falls apart. So that's something you have to take into consideration. Right now just put your offense team in your defense, but when it comes to what should I make later on, I could definitely think of a team that could help you on the late game in arena. Let me just check out if we have some units that I might consider. Okay, I saw you have all the light units here that are pretty nice. They work together pretty well. Also saw you have Dead Knight, which is a pretty good unit. And I see Julian, which is pretty interesting. Okay, I have a few ideas what could be beneficial for you. You have to obviously think about it yourself, what you want to do, because it's always a matter of personal preference. But my first idea would be make Julian your leader for arena, and instead of ruining him for high DPS, ruin him for a decent amount of health, like a combination, like a decent amount of health, a decent amount of attack, good speed. This is a pretty demanding build, and a decent amount of crit. And then do it with despair, like despair focus. No, sorry, despair energy. And then, like for example, speed, HP, attack, something like that. It's a bit of a weird build for him, but the reason why I'm saying this is because what you want to do is make him your leader, because he gives 33% HP, and he's going to be like a unit that you want to control people with. Like when you crit, you stun them. With Showtime you can stun them, and with this attack you can maybe stun them. So you don't want this unit to die very quickly. So that's why I said make a mixture of him. And the reason why I say mixture and not full defense, because then he could actually start killing something as well. And then pair him up with these three units, Belladon, Darien and Aman. This is actually not a bad idea in my opinion, because both Aman and Darien gain a lot from having more HP. They just start doing more damage. So does Aman, he just starts doing more damage. You have a lot of healing in this team. You have a Dispel. You have 2 defense breaks. You got stun from Julian. And you got provoke from Aman. So that's pretty good. I think this setup could actually work really well. So I would personally make this setup. Julian leader. And then these 3 units. And now I think of it, I actually have all these units as well. I could maybe start making this as well and try it out. Like right now run Jameer, as you know. I guess you know because you asked me for reviews, so you probably watch my videos. But I've gotten Julian a few weeks ago. I was focusing on making another unit, right? Like I was focusing on getting my Phoenix, so I wasn't making him awakened or leveling him up. But that might actually be not a bad idea for myself, because I think this is a good defense. So this is one of the defense I personally like, and I will probably gonna try it out. It will take me some time to get Julian to 6-star and all that, but this is definitely something I want to work on. You could also go with a different setup that is more based around speed, maybe, or you could go with a. I'm just thinking like the Dead Knight is pretty good defensive monster, so you could maybe go with the Dead Knight, Darien, and Dead Knight, Belladon, and Darien, and then as leader you could maybe go with either Izura for the speed. She's pretty good, to be honest. That could be a decent defense as well. So Darien, Belladon, the Water Dead Knight, and Izura. You could also not go for the speed and go with Lumi, because he actually gives a high resistance to the water units, which your Dead Knight will benefit from. And if you have him on 50% resistance at least, then that would be pretty good, because he could save your other units from getting controlled. So that's not a bad idea either. Like Lumi, that's Lumicra as leader, just as a really supportive unit, so high health and all that. And then the Dead Knight, Darien, and Belladon. This is also a pretty decent setup. I think this would work just as fine as the other setup that I told, like with Julian. It's just a bit of a different take, because now you're more trying to survive a lot longer, and you can still kill units with the defense breaks, but this will be a little worse than the other setup when it comes to killing, but it will be a lot more surviving, I think. I'm not sure, but I think that's the case. And you could also go with just Izura as speed to make your units a lot faster. That's also a very decent option. But yeah, those are two like you have to just check what you like, you know. It's not so much as if this setup is good, because both setups work. I'm pretty sure both setups will work fine. I personally like the setup that I told at first, but this is also because I have these units, so I think the setup will work. But I know that Water Dead Knight is pretty damn good. Together, pairing it up with Lumi would be able to make Lumi plus the Water Dead Knight having 100% resistance, which is very strong. And then he could, Water Dead Knight could save your Belladon and Darien from being controlled by his skill, which will be pretty awesome. And then you could just kill one unit by focusing down with the defense break, and the Dead Knight makes sure that he cannot get healed as much. So that's pretty good. But that's those are two defenses I think you can use for later on. You just have to decide what you think is the most interesting one, or the best one you think. Like you have to think about the units you're gonna use. Am I gonna use them in more situations or not? They're all good units, so it's never bad. But what do you like more? I hope I helped you out, man. Yeah, just decide which one you want. They're both good defensive. So I'll be right back with the next review. Okay, I'm back with Japolone. His question is, which monster should I focus on to progress in the game? At the moment I can barely do Feynman, and I can only do Auto B3. Well, you're 27, so auto moding stuff is definitely hard for you. So let's just check out your monsters and see which one you should focus on. Basically, what you should focus on when it comes to the game, just try to make sure you can do Feynman. Volcano normal stage 1, so you can start leveling up your monsters a bit easy, and try to get through the story mode as far as you can and focus on the correct units. That's basically what you need to do right now. It's not much I can tell you what exactly you need to do, but I can definitely help you out with what is good setup you could focus on to progress further in the game. So let's see, we'll just go over the units that are good and bad. I see you have quite a lot of monsters, so you definitely have some teams you could build. So let's see what we can do. You got the Fire Grim Reaper. I don't think he's the best unit over, but he's definitely a good starting unit, so I do like him. Try to avoid plus 9ing runes that are 1 or 2 star, because a 3 star will just give you double the amount of your attack. So these runes are not really good, so try to avoid upgrading those. And as you probably know, that the 2, 4 and 6 slot are percentage based runes, so try to search for a percentage based rune here and switch this out for a 3 star attack rune, rune. That would be great. I see you have the Brownie Magician Water. I'm not 100% sure how he works. Select random enemy to remove beneficial effect. To be honest, I would stay away from this unit for a bit, because I think he's not the best. So I would just suggest you not to focus on this unit too much right now, because I don't think he's gonna add too much for your team. Megan is gonna be very good for you. I see you already awakened her, so that's really nice. If you can, try to find the speed rune for this slot, that would be great. For the rest, the sets you used is great, and the other runes are fine. This is definitely a unit you want to keep and want to focus on. This unit I think is going to be pretty nice for you as well, because if you awaken her, she'll get you a good speed lead, like 24%. That's a lot of speed. So I think definitely this is one of the units you want to focus on. So we got the Succubus, we got Megan, and we got the Fire Satyr. Now we could. This is already a pretty decent setup. You could add either a healer or a damage dealer towards the team. I think the best unit that you could add is probably Beladion. This unit will. Oh, sorry for that. This unit will definitely help you out in the game, throughout the game, and in end game you still need him. So I definitely think it's good to focus on him since you have him already. You want to rune him up with Swift Focus when you can. Try to get a speed rune on 2, HP percent on 4 and HP percent on 6. So that would be a great unit there. So we got the Water Succubus, the Megan, the Fire Satyr, and Beladion that you could focus on right now. And then I would add something of DPS. I'm not sure if you have that right now. Don't really see a great DPS unit that you could add. So you have a lot of support units, which is not bad. It's just a bit annoying for right now. I mean, Seek is not going to be beneficial for you because you already used Megan. So I think you could either add the Fire Undine or the Bernard. I think Bernard would be good because Bernard is going to be useful later on. The Ramagus is also a decent unit, so is the Konamiya. So I'll just go over the units that you should just keep and focus on. So that's the Fire Satyr, Megan, Succubus, the Fire Undine, Shannon, Bernard, Ramagos, Konamiya, and Beladion. Those are the units that I should focus on right now. Like, not focus on all of them together, but right now those are the best units you have. Also, this new unit might be interesting for you to level up, because it's actually a little bit an attack buff, which is not bad. As for your team setup, the units you should focus on right now. That's the Water Succubus, Megan, Fire Satyr, and Baladion. This is going to be your main focus for your team, and whatever you add with that is not really gonna matter too much. You want to have damage most likely adding up with this team. Well, maybe actually the second healer is not that bad. So I would either suggest Konamiya or the Fire Undine to add to that team. This would be a great team already because you have the dispels of Konamiya like for your team with Peace. It's really good. You get a big heal from Baladion and a dispel and a defense break. You have a buff from the Megan, which is good. You get damage for AoE damage from a Fire Grim Reaper, and you got a Speed Leader. I think this is only in a arena, or is it everywhere? It's only in arena, but that's not too bad. That's not too big of a problem because in PvE, so dungeons and all that, you could definitely use something else. I'm not 100% sure what we can use. Don't know if he has a leader skill as well, doesn't he? Yeah. I would just use him as leader skill for when it comes to dungeons and all that. But in arena you want to use the Succubus as leader skill. She also has some good control slash damage, so I would rune her up with attack. So I would actually rune her with attack. Accuracy, that's pretty nice. You could also make him a mixer, so 1 attack rune, 1 HP rune, and accuracy. That's also fine. It's actually maybe even better. Yeah, that was it. I don't have anything to add. So this was your review. This is also the end of the video. Yeah, I got a few people that I don't have on my friend list. They didn't send me a request, or I even had one that his friend list got full throughout the week and I couldn't accept him anymore. I'll send you guys a message on YouTube. And for the rest, this was the end of the video, so I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!